Oh, we shouldn't have these chairs, eh? We're gonna turn. I'll go like this if I'm nervous. Um, Good afternoon and welcome to Mohawk News. I'm Daniel Dowden.
And I'm Justin Urcioli.
And these are your today's top stories. We begin in Egypt, where history has been made when President Hosni Mubarak announced that he would be immediately stepping down and relinquishing control over the military after nearly 30 years. This announcement came Friday after 3 weeks of continuous protests and demonstrations by citizens who were demanding his removal as well as reforms for existing laws in the constitution. This sudden change came days after Egypt's Vice President Omar Suleiman announced that Mubarak had no intention of stepping down, willing to run a fair election. The nation's newly appointed military caretakers laid out priorities that focused on stability and cooperation, but also pleaded for respect to the police forces that clashed with the protesters nearly 3 weeks earlier.
In Smithers, British Columbia, a man in his 20s is dead after being engulfed in an avalanche. The slide happened Saturday the 5th around 2 p.m. local time when the victim was snowmobiling with friends. According to a representative with the Bulkley Valley Search and Rescue, the young man was taking pictures and filming when the echoes of another snowmobile triggered the avalanche. A second individual was able to avoid the slide and dug out the young man in about 10 minutes, but was unfortunately too late.
4 people are dead and several others are injured after a minivan collided with a school bus near Berthierville, Quebec. The accident happened on Wednesday, February the 9th on Highway 158, which was approximately 75 kilometers northeast of Montreal. The minivan began to veer off into oncoming traffic, colliding with the bus, killing the driver and 2 other people instantly, with the 4th person reported dead hours later. The injured were transported to the hospital along with the other uninjured from the accident to be treated for shock. The school bus was transporting students from Pierre de Lestage Secondary School when the accident occurred. Benoit Richard with the Quebec Provincial Police says the minivan belongs to a poultry company. However, the cause for the accident remains a mystery.
With Justin Bieber's Never Say Never opening up this weekend, you can expect the theaters to be overflooded with Bieber fans. Julia Spadafora has more.
Never say never.
I'm Julia Spadafora here at Empire Theaters at Jackson Square. Justin Bieber has quickly become the most talented teen in the entire world. What has been called Bieber Fever is now sweeping the nation. His new movie, Never Say Never, was just released today, and I'm going to try to get to the bottom of this so-called Bieber Fever. Do you think Justin Bieber's movie is a good idea for his career?
Yeah, because he's making money. That's the whole point, right? So I think it's a good idea.
Last September, 2 companies announced that they were getting together to put out a line of Justin Bieber dolls and Justin Bieber singing dolls that would be out by Christmas. Well, they were, and according to the companies Bravo and Bridge Direct, there is now a demand for another doll. The companies said they have created what they are calling the Justin Bieber Real Hairstyle doll, while the doll, which naturally has Bieber's trademark swoosh of hair over the forehead, will be debuted at the American International Toy Fair from February 13th to 16th at the Jacob Javits Convention Center in New York City. So did you like the movie?
Yeah,
Yeah? How much do you like Justin? A lot?
probably more than anyone in the world.
Oh. I really like your t-shirt.
Thank you.
What's your favorite Justin song?
I don't know, I don't have one because they're all so awesome.
But if you just had to pick one,
Probably that should be me.
yeah? One Less Lonely Girl, Nail the Cure shades, inspired by Justin Bieber songs, has sold out more than 1 million bottles after arriving in stores in mid-December. He has collaborated with many iconic music artists in the industry already, such as Ludacris, Sean Kingston, Usher, and an on-stage performance with Drake. You'll be sure to be able to see more of the collaborations more to come. Well, there you have it, folks. It looks like this kind of fever isn't actually a disease that can be cured, but it's a harmless fad that is likely to fade. I'm Julia Spadafora. Have you caught the Bieber fever?
Investigators in Switzerland, France, and Italy continue to search for the missing twins despite a letter from Matthias Casper Schepp surfacing claiming he did indeed kill the girls. In the letter to his estranged wife, Schepp said that he killed the girls and intended on killing himself. Later that day, Schepp's body was found when he threw himself under a train in the southern Italian city of Cerignola. This letter did not specify when or where Schepp killed his daughters, but authorities are focusing on the French island of Corsica. Officials know the girls were brought there via ferry on February the 1st and that Schepp left the island alone, taking the ferry back to the French mainland.
Police in Texas are continuing the search for a toddler that has mysteriously disappeared from his home without any sign of abduction or forced entry. The mother of the 18-month-old maintains that he was snatched, but police believe it is very likely that Joshua Davis Jr. left the home without anyone noticing or possibly taking him. Within minutes of his disappearance, the parents notified the police, in which they actively responded and investigated the initial scene and sent alerts out to approximately 2,500 homes. The search, which involves officials, helicopters, and local residents, has turned up no leads. Even scent dogs have not been able to pick up the boy's trail outside of the house. No Amber Alert has been issued since no solid evidence exists. Nobody within the house, including Joshua's parents, are considered suspects.
In local news, our very own Chaley Drew will take a look at an upcoming bike ride. Here's Chaley with more.
Hi Mohawk, I'm Chaley Drew with Mohawk student Ida Adamovich. So, what is Seas Every Day?
Seas Every Day is a bike ride from Vancouver to San Diego that I'm documenting with photos and videos, and it's to help promote healthy living.
So what provoked you to do this bike ride and this fundraiser?
I want to encourage everyone to go outside and experience life to the fullest by living a healthy and active lifestyle, so I'm showing people how it's possible.
So what's affecting this bike ride?
Well, the major problem I'm having right now is the snow. I have been commuting from Brantford to Hamilton, riding my bike to school to help prepare for training. But now that there's snow, I can't really ride my bike to school, so I haven't been getting as much time on my bike, but I hope that the snow goes away soon and I can get back on my bike.
So how are you fundraising for this bike ride?
I'm having a gallery viewing in Brantford at the Coffee Station House, where I'm going to have a collection of work from Brantford, all focused on the theme of Brantford. I'm also going to have a big event on March 19th, and it's going to be at the Coffee Station House. And it's just a bunch of artists coming together, working together, showing their skills. Tickets are $25, and you can get more information on my Facebook fan page. That's www.facebook.com/Ida Adamovich. So IDAADAMOWICZ.
All right, thanks Ida. I'm Chaley Drew reporting, back to you.
As you may recall, hours before the opening ceremonies of the 2010 Vancouver Winter Olympic Games, 21-year-old Nodar Kumartashvili died during a training run. His sled flew off the track and slammed into a metal pillar. Now his father, David Kumartashvili, is screaming for further investigation into his son's death after learning that the Vancouver Olympics Organization Committee had raised concerns about the track's safety. The International Luge Federation even filed a report and determined his death to be an unforeseeable accident. However, emails obtained through CBC suggest Olympic officials knew about the faulty track. Also, reports that were sent between the two committees displays concern about the speed of the track going back as far as March of 2009. Now that the Super Bowl is over and finished, let's take a look at what Spencer has lined up for today's sports coverage. Spencer?
I got that hit to beat the block. You can get that bass on below. I got that rock and roll, that future flow, that digital spit. I got that.
Hey Mohawk, and welcome to your local sports segment show. I'm your host, Spencer Mark, and with that being said, let's get right into things, starting with some hockey. It's February, and it's the most exciting time of the year, because not only is the trade deadline coming up, but it's make or break time in the regular season. The trade deadline is coming up at the end of the month. But it doesn't look like Brian Burke will be sitting back and waiting for that day to come because last week the Leafs traded their veteran defenseman Francois Beauchemin to the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. In return, Ducks gave up forward Joffrey Lupul, defenseman Jake Gardner, and a conditional 4th-round draft pick in 2013. And now sticking in the Eastern Conference, you Pens fans better put your earmuffs on because Crosby is still out with concussion-like symptoms, and we may even see him out of action for the remainder of the season. He was quoted saying, "I hope I'm back, and I hope I play this year." That's the thing with concussions, you don't know. And that's not the only major setback for the team, as Evgeny Malkin has season-ending surgery last week due to a torn ACL and MCL in his right knee. Malkin and Crosby have combined for 47 goals and 103 points for the team this season. In local sports, it looks like Hamilton will be getting a new sports team, the MLL.